You're like me, you love the outdoors, so why not move it to the outdoor recreational capital of Canada? This community is growing in popularity. Benchmark sale price for single family homes is $500,000 less than Vancouver, and you're only a 65-kilometer commute to downtown Vancouver. Today, we're taking a virtual real estate walk through Squamish. And at the end, I'm gonna share some of my absolute favorites about this community and why this might be the next place you want to call home. If this is your first time to the channel and you want to know everything there is about real estate and living in Vancouver, subscribe below. Tap the bell for notifications to be the first to hear what's going on in the current market. My name's Megan Becker, local realtor, myself and my team that calls every day from people looking to make this incredible area their home. So whether you're moving in 9 days or 90 days, give me a call, text, or email, and I'm excited to help you make moves in the best city in Canada. All right, let's dive into Squamish. This area has a special place in my heart. I love mountain towns, is what I call them. And this one is 65 kilometers north of Vancouver. And here are my 7 favorites that I love about Squamish. And then we're gonna dive into the different communities and see what real estate is like in Squamish. So the first thing I love about Squamish is its proximity to nature. You're basically living at the base of mountains. You're surrounded by different mountains, ocean, rivers, and it's an outdoor haven. If you love anything to do with the mountains, water, outdoors, whether that's summer or winter. You've got hiking, incredible mountain biking, climbing, which most notably, if you've seen any types of footage or photos on the Chief, and then you've got water sports. Friends are super into kiteboarding and they love doing it in Squamish. Number 2, like I mentioned in the intro, is it's the outdoor recreation capital of Canada. So if you have any heart for adventure like me, you're gonna love this area. There's so many different types of activities, low-key things like secluded hikes. There's saunas that are hidden in the wilderness that you can go find. There's more guided stuff like heli skiing. You can head up to Whistler to go skiing, snowboarding. There's tons of variety in the summer and in the winter. And the third thing is it's this small town charm. Like I mentioned, I love small mountain towns. They're not as busy. They're a little bit more laid back. Lots of quaint little shops in the downtown area. And then it offers a really tight-knit community vibe. The fourth thing is the strategic location. You might be looking in the map and thinking, ooh, Squamish is pretty far removed from Vancouver. And, you know, I guess it depends how you're looking at it, but it's sandwiched right between Whistler and Vancouver. So it's really perfect if you want easy access to Whistler, if you have a yearly pass, but say you work in West Vancouver, North Vancouver, or even downtown Vancouver and need to commute a couple times a week. I actually have friends and clients who do exactly that. The fifth thing is it's really family friendly. You've got really great schools, family-oriented neighborhoods, making it a safe place to raise your family. The sixth thing is sustainable living. So Squamish has done a really good job at promoting sustainability and green living, making it really appealing to those of you that are eco-conscious. And the seventh thing that I love is the growing job market. Squamish has continued growing and there's opening spaces in the tech, tourism, and outdoor industry. And it's attracting a lot of young professionals. All right, let's head over to the map and I'm gonna dive into the different neighborhoods in Squamish to really give you an idea of what's going on in this community. So we're gonna start on Google Maps here and just zoom in from a big picture. So we've got Vancouver here, and then to get up to Squamish, we're gonna head up 99 here. So this Sea to Sky Highway is one of my absolute favorite drives. You are right along the coast. You have the mountains on your east side, and then you've got the ocean on the west side, and you just have these picturesque scenic views, and it's absolutely breathtaking the whole way up to Squamish. Especially if you hit it at sunset. Oh, it is absolutely incredible. The drawback to the Sea to Sky Highway, though, is if there's any issues on it. If you encounter any inclement weather or accidents, it can be backed up. Thankfully, I have never been stuck in massive traffic there, but I definitely know friends who have. And it is something to be aware of when we're looking at Squamish here. But on a good day, oh, it's one of my favorite drives. All right, let's zoom in a little bit here. So as we get close, we've got Britannia Beach, which is south of Squamish, and then we'll get into the actual city of Squamish here. So I'm going to jump over onto this other map here, and it's from our real estate board and it's got the communities nicely laid out. So we're going to start in Tantalus. This is a community on the northern edge of Squamish here. I actually sold a client a condo in this area. So there's lots of new developments here. There's modern homes, especially as you get up onto the ridge. One of the attractors here is the schools, super close to shopping and amenities right along the Sea to Sky Highway there. And then if you're a fan of mountain biking, you have the mountain bike trails right in your backyard. So real estate in Tantalus, it's composed of newer homes, townhomes, and duplexes. And this area has seen a lot of new development over the last handful of years. Most homes are fairly modern, built in 2000 or earlier. All right, Paradise Valley is the next area. It's a little bit north of Tantalus. So here you're gonna find large rural properties with a mix of older and newer homes. So this area is really known for farmland, rural charm, and your close access to the Chicamus River. So this is an area, if you want that rural, peaceful, close to nature, or even in a sense living in nature, this might be an area for you. Brackendale is the next community, just a little bit south of Tantalus, south and west. And this one's really known for eagle watching. It's a really cool area. You can see eagles right along the Squamish River. And then here, similar to Paradise Valley, you've got really rural properties, larger lots. And again, the main attractor is that rural quiet setting. So it's really great for families that want a little bit more quiet, family neighborhood, larger lots, and it's really a mix of older and newer homes. Garibaldi Estates is the next area we'll talk about. So centrally located, super easy access to shopping, all amenities. Main attractors here is it's really flat, so great for walking, community amenities, a golf course is there, and it's really convenient for families or even retirees that want easy access to all services. And real estate really is a mix here. Single family homes, townhomes, and condos. We're gonna head a little further east up the mountain to Garibaldi Highlands, and this is an area you're going to have incredible views of Howe Sound. Main attractors here is it's a quiet residential area, larger lots, mostly single family homes, super easy access to hiking and mountain biking. So it's ideal for families that want to be right in that heart and have nature at your doorstep. And real estate here, it's typically larger lots, detached homes, spacious yards, and there's also becoming a growing number of townhomes in this area. Thanks so much for watching. If you're enjoying this video so far, I would so appreciate it if you hit that like button and subscribe. It tells YouTube that you're valuing the content and encourages me to keep making more. Okay, let's get back into our tour. So North Yards is another area on the western side of the highway here. It's a mix of single family homes, industrial use properties, and then there's some newer townhome developments. So the appeal here is it's growing and it's appealing to those people that are looking for affordable housing, close to all amenities. Because you've got all the industrial space right directly south of you. And then a little bit further south, you've got Denville, which is comprised of older, more affordable single-family homes with some newer townhome developments. So the highlight here is you're super close to downtown Squamish and all the amenities. So it's really this up-and-coming vibe with more affordable housing and a walkable location, which appeals to so many people. And then we have downtown Squamish, which is directly south of Denville. So the main attractors here is the proximity to Howe Sound. You're right at the base of the Chief. You've got easy access to the marina, lots of trails, water activities, and all the amenities in downtown. So real estate, it's a mix of everything again. You're gonna find some newer condo developments, townhomes, and some older style single family homes, some dating back to the 60s to 80s. But downtown is really ideal for those wanting a walkable lifestyle with access to restaurants, cafes, and the marina. Think urban yet laid back vibe. And then we've got Valley Cliff here. I know I said downtown, you're right at the base of the Chief, but Valley Cliff, you're actually at the base of the Chief here. And it offers affordable housing, so really appeals to the first-time buyer. Main attractors are the rock climbing on the Chief nearby, super easy access to the hiking trails, and there's lots of great schools by. So lots of the homes here were built in the 70s to the 90s, but it offers some affordable single-family homes for people looking to get into the market here. And then just north of Valley Cliff, we've got Plateau, which are a larger and newer homes with beautiful views surrounding the valleys. You're a little bit elevated here, so you have incredible views of Howe Sound again. So it's really secluded here, very quiet, again, with easy access to all the trails and nature. So this is really an exclusive kind of upscale nature vibe that this community offers. And then we have Britannia Beach, which is a small coastal community just south of Squamish. So the main attractors are the coastal living. You're right along the water there. You're close to the Britannia Mine Museum and all the water activities. So real estate here, it's a little bit smaller, coastal homes with some newer developments and oceanfront properties. So there's really a mix of older kind of 70s homes with a mix of new construction. So what does real estate look like in Squamish? So at the time of this recording, which is fall of 2024, benchmark sale price for apartment style condos is $555,900. For townhomes, it's $1,049,900. And then for single family homes, it's $1,504,300. So like I mentioned in the intro, that's about $500,000 less than what you're going to find in Vancouver. So that's why I was saying it's a really great option for families or for people that are looking at maybe commuting only a couple days a week, or maybe you work in West Vancouver. That's my client. He works in West Vancouver 2 to 3 days a week, and so he commutes, but he loves Squamish because he's in the mountains, whether it's skiing in the wintertime or mountain biking in the summertime. I'm curious, if you live in Squamish, what area do you live in? I'd be so curious if you were to share why you chose that location or that community. I know you've been waiting for this, my favorite things about Squamish here. So let's talk about food first, because everybody loves food. So here's a handful of favorites that I have here. So the first one is, this was the first restaurant that I ever went to in Squamish, and it was after a long day, well actually a long weekend, but a long day specifically of snowboarding. And we were driving home, we had an incredible day of powder, and we stopped at the Copper and Coil for dinner. So this is Southern cuisine. It was one friend and I, we actually shared the brisket, the mac and cheese, and the jambalaya. We took leftovers home, but highly, highly recommend. And I do recommend getting multiple options and taking some home for leftovers. I love leftovers. I know some people don't love them, but I would highly recommend, if you are a fan of Southern cuisine, to hit up Copper and Coil. My second favorite is Fox and Oak. Also located in downtown Squamish, they have the most delicious brioche donuts. And if you've never had a brioche donut, make sure when you are in Squamish to go get one. You'll absolutely fall in love. But they sell other donuts, treats, they actually sell dog donuts as well, and have really great coffee. And it's a fun vibe. Last time I was there, they were actually having a trivia night for all community members. My third favorite is actually a little bit north of Squamish, called Fergie's. And this is a very cool spot. It's kind of in the middle of the wilderness. It's these containers that have been converted into a restaurant. And at Fergie's was the very first time I ever tried shakshuka. I highly recommend. I was actually out there doing a property inspection, and I had some time before our next appointment, so I went to Fergie's and actually worked there for the afternoon, and it was a gorgeous day. It was snowing down, big snowflakes, and I was like in the middle of a winter wonderland. It was so beautiful. The next one, if you're a fan of Indian food, this was delicious. So about a month ago, I hiked Panorama Ridge with some good friends, and they had recommended this. They said this is the absolute go-to after a long day of hiking. And Panorama Ridge and Garibaldi Lake was a long day. It was 35 kilometers. We did that in a day. It was about 11 or so hours round trip of everything. And so we stopped at Essence of India, which is in Tantalus, just off the highway. And there were 5 of us, and we basically just ordered everything and shared it. Absolutely delicious. So great for sharing. And then my number one non-negotiable when I go to Squamish is Sunny Chiba's. It is just off the highway. It looks like a converted gas station, and they have the best steak tacos. If you're gonna go, I'd recommend ordering the steak tacos. It comes with 2, but I'm recommending order 2 orders, because I only ordered 1 order the first time, and I definitely wish I had more. But, you know, if you're hungry, order 2 orders for sure. A couple other of my favorites in Squamish, there's actually Squamish Barbell, also known as CrossFit Squamish. And so if you are into strength and conditioning, CrossFit, powerlifting, anything like that, you need to hit up that gym. The owner of that, he actually trains one of the CrossFit Games athletes, and his knowledge and understanding of strength and conditioning is second to none. Anytime I go up there, I love dropping in there. I've been in the strength and conditioning space my whole career life, and I always learn a ton, and there's just a really great community vibe there, and it's really fun because everyone there uses CrossFit and the strength and conditioning to train because they're avid hikers, or they compete in CrossFit, or they compete in different races or triathlons or mountain biking or all of these different endeavors. And then lastly, I want to share my favorite hikes, because this is what I fell in love with this area, is just being able to drive an hour, give or take, and climb and be up on a mountain in the middle of nature. So we're going to jump over to All Trails here. So this is the most recent one that I did, was called Water Sprite, and it was gorgeous. Tons of different terrain. You need to actually have a 4x4 vehicle. I did see a Hyundai car in the parking lot, and it had a lot of scraping in the undercarriage. The road after you turn off of Sea to Sky Highway is quite rough. So there's a lot of potholes, and I went up there with a friend. He had a 4x4 truck, and we were totally fine. I know people who have had like the Subaru Outbacks, they're fine. I don't know how this little Hyundai got up there okay, but anyways, I would highly recommend having a 4x4 or at least some type of off-road vehicle like that. But it's a really cool 4x4 drive. You're kind of on the edge of the mountain, then you get to the parking lot, and then it's all different types of terrain. And then you end at Water Sprite Lake, which is absolutely breathtakingly gorgeous. The color of the water, highly recommend to swim. It's so cold, but so refreshing after that long day. And it's about 16 to 18 kilometers, give or take, round trip. And then I think this one is my all-time favorite, Panorama Ridge to Garibaldi Lake. So as you can see, Squamish is here and we're just north of Squamish. This one, we clocked it at 35 kilometers here. And it was a group of 5 of us, all pretty fit. We hike on a regular basis in pretty good shape, and we did this in about 11 total hours. We started at 7:30 a.m. and then ended at about 6:30, give or take there. So lots of people actually do this as a multi-day hike, but we're busy and we're selling real estate, so we only had one day to get this done. But it was absolutely perfect the way that we did it. So we parked here and then we went up this way, just by the base of Black Tusk. And this is Panorama Ridge up here and you get these gorgeous, gorgeous views. And then we hiked down and then went to Garibaldi Lake. And this is where some people will camp. They'll actually park here and they'll stay at the base of this trail and hike straight to Garibaldi Lake. They'll set up their camping pads there, or you can set up your camping pads at this Taylor Meadows here. You actually have to reserve a spot, so make sure that you do that if you're actually going up there. But after we went up to the ridge, we hiked down to Garibaldi Lake and obviously went for a swim because it was a long day, our feet were sore, and it was so refreshing to jump into the water and hang out there for about an hour or so. We spent about an hour at the top, an hour at the lake, and so a round trip of everything was about 11 hours there. And then the last one that you have to do at least once is the Chief, which is right in the heart of Squamish here. So downtown Squamish is right here, and then the Chief is here. So it is relatively short compared to some of the others. I like to say it's a huge payoff for a little amount of work. Some of the hikes, like Panorama Ridge, was 11 hours. This one you can get done in a couple hours, depending on how fast you want to go. But you get incredible views of Howe Sound, of downtown Squamish, of all of Squamish and the valley there. I'm curious though, if you're watching this video and there's a few other favorites that you love about Squamish, please share them in the comments because I would love to know. I would love to add it to my to-do list next time I go up there. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I hope you got value from this video. If you did, I would so appreciate it if you hit that like button and please subscribe. Again, it tells YouTube that this is good content and encourages me to keep making more. Again, my name's Megan Becker, local realtor. Myself and my team get calls every day, and my favorite thing to do is help people make moves in this incredible area. So please reach out. All my info is in the description box below. And until next time, I'm gonna go meet some clients a couple blocks from here because it is their possession day.